welcome to the first lecture of Introduction to Computer Networks. I'm Polly. So this is the outline for today. So essentially I'm going to tell you all the important information about the course. And here let's start from vital information. This is Introduction to Computer Networks. I'm going to be your instructor for the semester. The name is Polly Huang. And feel free to call me just Polly. I'm listing here the name of the course and my name in Chinese, just in case. The course number is ep120, indicating this is EE Department, High Division, elective course. This number here is the class ID, the curriculum ID, 901 capital E 31110. In some semesters, you see the capital E in the middle. In some semesters, you might not. Just be careful and make sure that you register to my session. Okay, so in some semesters, there might be more than one sessions of Introduction to Computer Networks. This is a 3-unit course. That means the lecture load is about 3 hours a week. Be careful though. That doesn't mean the assignment or the studying load is only 3 hours a week. All right, so I see students are popping in. And you kind of copy-paste each other's greetings. This is very interesting. But anyhow, good afternoon to you all. Welcoming. So the next video, it's a little bit long because we're going to talk about the features of this course. This course is very, very special. Okay, so pay attention to this video. It's a little bit long. Okay. Try to follow. It will help you decide whether you stay, add, or find another course that probably better fit your need. Okay, so here's the video, the features of this course. Before we go over the technical side of the class admin, such as the scope, the semester schedule, and how you guys are going to be graded, let me spend some time talking about how the course is designed and why. This is kind of important such that I provide peace of mind. Let me start with the number one feature. Yeah, the course is experimental. It has been sponsored by NTU and the Ministry of Education for years. This is because we have come to realize that offering courses in English doesn't make us more international. It in fact doesn't connect the domestic student with the international students all that well. Therefore, the course is designed to promote a few things such that we connect better. First, we promote interactions, not just between you and me, but also among yourselves. So feel free to answer each other's questions. Feel free to fill each other's sentences. Second, you guys are encouraged to solve problems right there in class. And some of these problems might be open-end problems, meaning there's no one solution to the problem. You guys can form team and have discussions together, or working as an individual, look up information on the web and see if you can come up with a creative solution. And most of all, we promote tolerance to different perspectives. So that's respect each other's differences. You see that we are all different. Okay? In this class, you are free to be yourself. Feel free to speak of your opinions as long as you can justify them. Again, the key word is this, open-minded. Now you see that we need to have a lot of interactions. We might be thinking, looking up information in class. So, time constraint is there. And as a result, we won't be able to accommodate too many students in this class. The upper limit is 40, the strict limit is 40. And let's see if we could keep it down to low 30s. Feature number 2. The course is 100% online. You see that we are living in this coronavirus era. Delta just left, But then there came the Omicron. So you might go on and off for a little longer to be safe and to accommodate international students who might not be able to enter Taiwan. Let's keep the course online such that the learning environment is identical between the domestic and the international students. And by 100% online, I meant the lectures are going to be streamed live over YouTube. So in the middle of the lectures, there might be in-class quizzes popping up. And the students can answer these quizzes or ask questions. Polly might provide answers on Slack or the chat channel of the YouTube stream. Students can also call in on Google Meet to try to answer the questions vocally. As for the exams, it's going to be on Google Forms, and you guys will all be calling in on Google Meet as the exams are going on. Feature number 3. The class is almost 100% in English, including the lectures Polly will be giving, the assignments you'll be turning in, the answers you'll be writing on the exam, in fact, all the in-class, off-class interactions in English. The only 1% exception is this. During the live session, if you are really out of expression, having trouble finding the right words for it, it's okay to say it or type up Chinese. The others or Polly will try to translate for you. Just be careful though, especially during the exam. The credits will be given only when your English is understandable. So try to keep your words and sentences simple and get to the point. Feature number 4. For the programming assignment to be working on, this is the programming language you'll be using. Go, or also referred to as Golang. This is a relatively new programming language, but it's very popular and used a lot these days. So this is a table I think I extracted from Reddit. What's shown on the left are the popular websites we see today. And at the top, the programming languages they use to implement the backend server. So if we focus on the popular websites, the services that are accessed by billions of users every day, you see that the languages being used are what? C, C++, Java, PHP, Python. These we know very well. But Golang also being used. And strictly, the very busy websites is also used to implement their server. And this is because of the efficiency of Golang as a programming language. Another reason that might draw your attention learning Golang is this. This is years of experience of a programmer, and this is how much they are earning each year in US dollars. So if you are a C++ programmer with 8.5 year experience, you earn about 55,000 US dollars annually. Python programmers, slightly better, less than 8 years of experience, and you get about 63,000 a year. But Golang programmer, maybe 8.5 years experience, but some 20-something% higher salary than the Python programmer. Last reason, and this is Polly's bias, Golang is entirely open source. That means it's easy to extend, easy to borrow existing code, and a really nice subject of study in order to find out why this programming language is so efficient. Nice, isn't it? Last but not the least, feature number 5. Well, I consider this a feature. Polly is not nice. You know what? Polly cannot be nice. Learning process is
partly frustrating and partly fulfilling. In fact, the reason you feel fulfilled is because you overcome frustration that you previously thought impossible. Every semester, every year, some of you might not be able to overcome the frustration. Okay? As a way to communicate that this is a course that requires effort, requires patience, okay? Requires positive thinking, and keep going. Let me flash the grade distribution over the past semesters, past years Poly has taught the course. You see that? Mass majority, 70s, 80s, but there'll be some who fail the course. Majority, 70s, 80s, but some fail the course. Okay, and you see the distribution pretty much a skewed bell shape. Occasionally a twin bell, like this. Yeah, so let me quickly flash this over, and this was last semester. Okay, again, mostly 70s, 80s, and some of the students unfortunately fell.
All right, correction. Okay, so this is really Poly speaking live. This plot here I'm showing is the real last semester grade. In this case, all passed. Okay, so students are getting better at knowing how to pass this course. Okay, good for you. Now let's move on to the cautions. And this is the part that will help you in terms of deciding whether you stay or add. I don't know how many of you are looking to add, but yeah, find out about whether the course is really suitable for you. Going through a slide that I'm gonna run live now and a short video. So this is the slide about adding the course. This semester, we're looking into taking students at about 40s. Okay, and the reason for that is that we finally find a TA that's capable, so we can accommodate a little bit more students in the class. So in the video earlier, I said that low 30s, but this semester, low 40s. Okay, so plus minus 40s. And the way we are accepting ads is this: first come, first serve. In order to get yourself into the queue, okay, that will be taking first come, first serve. Send Poly email stating your name, student ID, department, and year. Okay, and I think some of you have already done so. So I do have a substantial queue already. Okay, and first thing first come, first come first serve is the principle. But we do run a priority first come first serve. That means that we have two queues. Okay, both of them are FIFO, FCFS, but we do have one queue for international students and one queue for the domestic students. Now, NTU's course selection system is actually biased to domestic students. It's really hard for international students to get in any of the regular courses here. So this course, because of the nature and how it's funded by the Ministry of Education, will give the priority to the international students. So this is just to get you into the queue. Okay, there are two more there's one or two more requirements. So that requirement in two parts is to complete quiz 1 and quiz 2. Okay, so today you will run into quiz 1. We'll find out more about quiz 2 tomorrow. Okay, and the ACO, the result of whether you get into the course will be announced, and the ACO will be announced at the same time next Thursday, 5 p.m. So it's towards the end of the second week. So this is so that you can still register by using the ACO by Friday. So this is how you add.
Uh,
I
Teacher,
Hi.
your microphone is off.
I know because I am now speaking. Okay, so I know that in this case you are not in the YouTube channel. Yeah, my microphone was off for the Google Meet, but it was on for the YouTube live stream. Okay. So do you know that there's a YouTube live stream? So here's what I suggest. Okay, keep the Google Meet session and see if you can find a YouTube live stream and tune in there because you see a lot more information like the slides and what the students are saying on the chat of the stream.
Oh, okay, I found it. Thank you.
Okay, good. So I'll have to mute the Google Meet session as I'm going on live here on YouTube to avoid echo to the students that are tuning in to both. Well, hey, slight confusion here between using Google Meet and the YouTube live stream. It's okay. The first lecture, I expect chaos. So let's see. Let's go on and see. Towards the end, there'll be some time open for you to ask questions. All right, so the other cautions. So thinking about whether you do have the necessary skill to survive this course. Okay, so I'm going to talk about those in this video.
To help you assess whether the course is at the right level or right format for you, let me stress these. First, you'll be learning the Sakit API to implement internet applications. This is brand new for many of you. And on top of that, you'll have to do this using a brand new programming language. So the programming assignment here, definitely not trivial. It would take you time. Second, there are many quizzes. They're going to pop up in the middle of the lectures here there. And they will pop up when the technical content required to solve the quizzes are mentioned. If you are not able to follow the live streams, that means you miss the best opportunities to solve the quizzes. That means also you miss the opportunities to participate in the group discussions. The exams are going to be online as Google Forms. So good news is that it's open book. In fact, it's open internet. So you can actually look up answers. But the bad news is this. Open internet also means you have access to each other. So to ensure fairness and to make sure that you focus on working on the exams yourself, the exams are all very long so that you need every second of the time to answer as many questions as possible. This form of exam is going to be frustrating for many of you as they are very different from the exams you have taken previously. Okay, bear that in mind. But if you think again, it's going to be fair. Those who understand the notions being taught in class will do better. Those who review these notions so that you can, relay quickly during the exam time will do better. Another way the exam might be a little bit frustrating for you is that there will be programming questions, as programming is an important part of the course. So you guys will need to work on debugging the program right there in the middle of the exam. Now, the lectures being online over YouTube Live might not be comfortable for some of you, as whether it's going to be stable and the video quality, it really depends on the ISPs, okay, from my side as well as from your side. And even though this is called YouTube Live, it will not be exactly real time. It really depends on how far Polly and you are apart. But the advantage is this: the live stream videos will be recorded and available, so you can come back to review what's being taught, what's being discussed during the quiz time. It will also be short videos sorted in the order of the chapters so that you can catch up quickly or review quickly, skipping the chit-chats in the live streams.
All right. So that's the cautions. And without further ado, let's try out and doing an interactive quiz. Okay, so this is the quiz time. And what you're seeing is quiz number 1. So what I ask you to do here is to register for a Slack account using your NTU or GNTU email. Once you have done that and log yourself in, then use the QR code on the left to come into the workspace. Okay. So make sure that you configure, okay, such that your name, as it appears on NTU record, shows on Slack, so I can recognize who's who. Okay. And I would also appreciate that you use your name, the original name as it appears on NTU for your YouTube account, so that I can recognize who's who on the chat. Okay. So I think Shi Bing Shen here is doing a great job. Okay, the Chinese name and the English name, because sometimes, excuse Polly, she might not be able to pronounce your Chinese name correctly. So having the English name, for example, hey Vincent, it helps. Okay. For the Slack space for your clown, feel free to do so. Okay, the Chinese name followed by the English name. That will work out the best. And finally, step 4, add yourself into the channel #W1-quiz1. So join that channel and just simply type hi. Okay. Now let me show you how you add a channel. Okay. So once you get an account, log yourself in and find the class workspace. You will see this is the interface. All right. So on the right, it will be the content that's showing in a particular channel. On the left, you have some, for example, at the top, saying what workspace this is. This is intro-cn-ntu-f22. Slack is noisy. Yes, it is now. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of joining clicking sounds. Okay. Or some sort of buzzing sound. Okay. Yeah, so guys, this class is very unusual. It's very interactive. So just feel free to say something if it's a little bit weird, okay, or anything. Okay. For example, the students on Google Meet was just saying that, Polly, your mic is muted. That's how I knew that the student did not discover the YouTube live stream. Okay. So many of the things you say, oh, okay, wow, you guys are very active. They're online on Slack as well as the chat. Let me go over how you add yourself into a particular channel. So on the left, you see what workspace this is. You see also some other stuff like direct messages. I'm seeing lots of direct messages. This is generated by Slack admin to inform me that many of you have already joined. Great. You're towards completing quiz 1. And you will see down below here, channels. And if you hit the triangle pointing down, you can actually toggle the channels like this. Okay. To close all the channels or to show all the channels, okay, you have participated in. So what I'm doing here is that I'm on the announcement channel and I'm showing the announcement for week 1, episode 1. So you see also here the link to the lecture and the calling Google Meet session here. By the way, Google Meet here is mainly for example, for office hour or Q&As during the breaks. Because how the Google Meet session is interactive, versus how the live stream is interactive, they are not quite different. It's not easy to synchronize everything. So in a way, if you are on Google Meet, you hear the voices a little bit faster. But as Polly is doing live stream, as you are participating both, you do want to mute the YouTube top part when you are listening to the Google Meet session. If you are participating, if you want to take the audio from the live stream, then you want to mute the Google Meet. So this is just to make sure you know that if you join both the live stream and the Google Meet, you will hear 2 tracks of Polly's voices, and one earlier than another. So you can just mute one of them. I would advise that you follow the live stream audio, okay? Because it will sync a little bit better with the chat and most of the other students. If you feel like talking, yeah, sure, speak up, all right? So this is the announcement channel. For every lecture, I would announce where the lecture is and which Google session you go for the Q&As. There's also Ask Us Anything channel. I think some of these channels are added by the Slack system to you. Okay, added by the Slack system automatically to you, but there'll be some channels that are not. So you see here on Polly's screen, Polly do have these exam 1, exam 2, exam 3 channels, but you don't, right? And Polly have also PA1 all the way to PA9 channels, but you don't. These channels exist. In fact, some of you discovered this already. The W1 Quiz 1 channel also already existed, and many of you have completed Quiz 1. Okay, the way you add a channel on Slack is this. Towards the bottom of the channel list, you see this, Add Channels. There's a plus sign on the left. Click that sign. Click the plus, and then choose Browse Channels. If you do that, the list of all the existing channels, whether they are automatically added to your channel list or not, would appear. Okay, and from here, then you can choose W1 Quiz 1 here and join. Once you do that, you'll be taken into the W1 Quiz 1 channel. And here, exactly, you do hi, like this. Perfect. So I will do check, or the TA will help me doing check. And once you're checked, you've completed Quiz 1. All right, I see the highs are coming in, great. Working well. All right, so let me see whether there are questions on the chat. Okay, yeah, Hongru Slack was noisy, still noisy now. I think there's also a way to turn off these notifications or sound effect. You'll have to explore it a little bit. Let me see. I think it's in the preferences. Okay, preferences. If you click in notification, so the default setting is to get all new messages. All right, so maybe just direct message, mentions, and keywords. Let's see, notify me when a huddle starts in one of my channels. Notify me about replies to threads I'm following. Show a badge in my sidebar when I have a new Slack Connect invitation. Well, actually, I don't know what that is. So I'll just leave it there. You know what? You can also configure in what time period you receive these notifications. So for example, I've set it to between 8 and 10 so I can have a good sleep. Okay. You can also download the Slack app for the smartphones. So let me see. Include preview of the messages in each notification. Show a badge. I actually don't know what that badge is about. If you know, let me know. Send me email notifications for mentions and direct messages once every 15 minutes. I think I don't need the email notifications, right? So you see, there are these preferences about using this tool. If it's too noisy for you, change the setting. If you really like to follow certain threads, definitely, tune in, allow the notifications. Can you share the link to join, please? The link to join, you mean the live stream? But if you are on the chat room, then you know where the live stream is, okay? So, and maybe you can be a little bit more specific about, I think you probably meant the link to join the Slack, I see, because it was back here. I think some of you are probably quick at thinking that you can just scroll back to the video where in the part that Polly talks about quiz 1. Okay. So what's nice about doing it on YouTube is that if you miss anything, you can always scroll back. But when you scroll back, you miss also something that Polly was talking about later. So only when it's necessary for you to go on, then you scroll back. And if you feel like you're missing something that is important, then finish the lecture and then you can review the video and jump to the part that you missed. Nice, isn't it? I understand that this form of lecturing, it's not usual. And it's probably easier for you to stay engaged if it's in person. But Polly's here. You're seeing me. You can also be a bit more active, typing things up on channel, on the chat. That will keep you awake and stay engaged. Okay, so just try to do something to prevent yourself from being bored. All right, so yeah, that's how you use Slack, and that's how we do interactions. You can use the Google Meet to interact as well. Polly's experience in the past is that you guys actually prefer chats like this a little bit better. Now, I understand that maybe for some exchange students or international students, it might work better for you if you just speak up. Feel free to do so. Does anyone know how to make Slack silent? Okay. Yeah, Wei Shen, I think you know now. Can someone share the link to join, please? I think this is for the Slack workspace. It's actually also in the course page, which I'm gonna show in a couple minutes. You can join the channel from this link above. Yeah, Aaron. So by the way, Aaron is the TA. All right, be very respectful. On YouTube chat, links don't show. Links don't show. URLs don't show. So you will have to do something a little bit more creative. Yeah, that's why Belen here does not see the link. All right. So you guys are figuring things out yourself. Cool. Is it possible to mute on your side? Interesting. I think it's hard because if I mute it for everyone, in case people who really need to who really like to be notified, then they will miss the notification. Yeah, so Brian, I think it will be a little bit more liberal, okay, a little bit more considerate that each of us configure for our own need. I can hear anything. Interesting. So Belen, it's probably because your speaker or microphone is not working properly. Otherwise, there will be many other students complaining, Polly, you are muted. Confirming from this. It seems to be coming from the stream. Oh, is it? Ah, yeah. Okay, good. Brian, good point. Yeah, good point. You know, if I'm hearing something, you guys also hear something. All right. Yeah. But I hope that this is only briefly. And let me think. I can probably configure such that during the lectures, the notifications will be turned off. All right. So maybe I'll do that during the breaks, and so I'll be ready essentially before tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for pointing it out, Brian. That's a very good point. Vincent, I only saw the first 3 channels. Yes, you do, because those are the channels the Slack adds you in automatically. Okay. Yeah. I think you know now how to add the additional channels. Can anyone help me with the Slack after the course? I'm having problem with it. Okay. Hey, people do help out, right? For those who have not joined, please provide your school number and Xiaobai will happily invite you through. Oh, okay. Okay, that's the student ID. All right, thank you. Who is Xiaobai? Okay. I guess it's Brian, right? 00 King, hi Polly. Can I audit the course? Okay, hey, that's a question you asked perhaps offline. Oh, that's what you meant. Yes, you may. You may audit the class without registering the course. Yes. And then the Tingxun, is it true that I'll get a green check? Sign. Well, it's not immediate. It will take some time. All right, good. I'm very happy to see that you guys are having a conversations among yourself. That's great. Yeah, there are many. Yeah, Xiaofai. Okay, good. So yeah, that's quiz 1. And for those who are still struggling getting yourself into the Slack workspace, take your time. You don't have to finish quiz 1 right now. Okay, you have the time until Saturday, okay, 5 p.m. to finish quiz 1 and quiz 2. That's why we'll only announce next week, because that's the time we check whether you have completed both. Good. And you know what? That takes us to the next topics. Okay, we are not yet done with the class admin. In fact, we are just starting talking about the class admin, where you will see also the important links. Okay, first video, all the essential informations. Okay, including the QR codes to all workspace, course page, and the YouTube channel that you'll be watching the lectures from. Class admin. The most important thing is the course page. I know the URL is long, so use the QR code here. It would help you and link you directly to the page. In case you're on the run, an easy way to find the course page is to Google Polly Huang. That will take you to her page. In the page, you see this teaching link. Click into it, and you'll find, this semester's course page under the Introduction to Computer Network category. The lectures were all on YouTube. There are 2 sessions. The Wednesday session starts 1:20. The Thursday session starts in the morning, 10:20. Polly's office is in BL Building, 6th floor. She can be also reached through the phone number, but the best way, more reliable to reach her, is to write her email. Now, in case you want to really talk to her with a good block of time, Thursday, right after the lectures, from 12:20 to 1:10 is the office hour. Feel free to stick around. Use the Google Meet session for the lecture. So this Google Meet session will stay on all the way till 1:10. Now, if this is not the good time for you, email or Slack message Polly to set an appointment. Okay. So I think there's also a video conferencing tool on Slack. Otherwise, Google Meet, I think you guys are all familiar with it. And if you really prefer to meet in person, sure, send me an email and set up a time. But if we do meet in person, please do have the mask on, because it seems just very hard that we get out of this COVID situation entirely, cleanly. And this semester, good news is that we do have a TA. So Aaron here will be your TA. He's very competent in Golang programming and fluent in English. All right, and next is the content. Particularly, we'll start from the prerequisites. This is important for you also to judge whether really to add the course, because you do need to have some experience. You need to have the basic knowledge of the computers, and you need to be able to program first before you can learn Golang and to program a server or a client side of an application. Let's talk about the technical content we'll be covering this semester. So this will be your first course on the internet. We do not assume you know anything about the internet, but we assume you have the basic knowledges about computers and you know how to program. That's why these courses are the prerequisites. You must know how to program. You must also know what's inside a computer. So you need to know how to program using a compiler-based programming language, such as Python, C, C++, or Java. Now, if the only programming language you know is JavaScript, be careful. That's a scripting language. The coding style is somewhat different. You might need some time to adapt yourself into the compiler-based programming language's programming style. You need to know the computers. Inside a computer, if you recall, there's CPU, very important, right? The memory, also very important. And then there's hard drive, display, keyboard, the peripherals. Between the main components and the peripherals, there's a bus, okay, that's connecting everybody together. The thing together is a computer system. Internet. In order to access internet, we add one more peripheral called the network interface card. So this card here is another peripheral that allow the system here, allow the computer here to send messages out onto the internet to another computer. In this Introduction to Computers course, you should also learn about within a computer. We pass data around as well between the main memory and the hard drive all the time. Okay? What's so powerful about the internet and the relevance of this course to this Introduction to Computer course and Operating System course is that internet, network interface card, extends the reach of the data we are producing or we are looking for from within the computer to outside of your computer to the internet. So definitely must have Introduction to Computer Networks. If you do have advanced programming training, or you have taken courses about data structure, or better yet, algorithm and operating system, great. Those will work to your advantage. But be careful though, internet as opposed to operating system, we have a whole new suite of mechanisms that we need to learn. Programming, doing Sake programming. So Sake programming is the kind of programming we'll be doing. It's very different from the other programming assignments you run into taking the data structure course, taking an average computer programming course. taking a machine learning course. In those courses, you learn the API to do computations mainly, okay, to do input-output. You most of the time try to come up with an algorithm or better algorithm to make sure that things are complete or complete real fast. Okay. The kind of programming we're doing, socket programming, is to ensure that we call the API in a correct way and we send the message in the right format so that the computers outside on the internet will be able to take the message in and interpret the content and send the corresponding responses that we're asking for. And once the message is in, we need to know the API to extract the data, interpret the content, and send more message, okay, accordingly. So the type of programming we'll be doing here in this course, very different from most of the programming assignments that you run into. Taking a computer programming course, taking a machine learning course. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have. We are not yet done with the class admin, so we'll continue tomorrow morning. Okay. So there are still quite a bit of information to communicate, so please do tune in if you are very interested in adding the course. Now, those who are already in the course, definitely come. Now, two more things to say that the videos I'm playing, I try to play it in a slow pace just for the first week, okay? As we start the real technical stuff, the videos probably will be talking in a faster pace, okay? So these videos are just to make sure that the communications are clear. Second is that actually, you know what? I forgot the second point. I hope that I can recall the second point and I give you that tomorrow, the first thing. Okay. So starting from this point and on, it's Q&A. Feel free if you have further questions you want to ask. Okay. You know what, guys? I just recall the second thing I want to communicate. I just turned off the notifications. You won't be hearing the click thing anymore, okay, in the future. Good. So those who are comfortable, okay, and am excited to look into the rest of the admin lecture, just tune in tomorrow. You're free to go. Those who do have questions, do type up or do speak up on the Google Meet, and Polly will also turn on the voice. May I know how many students there are in the... good question. For the international student queue, I think there are some A9 students. For the domestic student queue, there are already some 12 or so students. But based on my experience in the past, there might also be some students who already registered the course deciding to drop the course because they managed to waitlist it to some other courses they want to take in priority. Hey guys, I'm sorry, NTU is a school that that the TA system is not quite yet as robust as we want. So that many of the courses we couldn't afford to take more students than that's needed. And so that there will be courses that are very, very on demand. And so if you get into one of those courses, definitely take those. And so there might be some slots open as the students who already got in might drop out. I haven't got any queue. Ask TA maybe. Okay. So I guess there's one student who couldn't get the couldn't register for a Slack account. All right. Well, here's what I would suggest. If you have questions, you want to go ahead and ask orally from Google Meet. Feel free to just speak up. When you speak up, then I will turn on the mic and reply. Good. Let's see. If there are no more questions, feel free to go. I'll just play the music a little bit in the background until it's really time to end the lecture. Yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye. Okay, Polly's gonna end the stream now. So, yeah, let's see each other again tomorrow morning.